Heather found and nobody knew about, only to discover a project called Siren that she can't access. She also finds Fulmer's drawings. Kat calls her wife, who explains the company told the families the crew's fine and that they've also been having electrical problems. At that moment, the fog arrives in the city, and now people on land are the ones without power. Internet signal goes down, and the guard doesn't get Magnus messages asking for help. Baz uses his spore's powers to connect with Fulmer's body, which begins healing more quickly. Fulmer also begins hearing Baz's voice in his head, so he runs to the bathroom to look at his wounds. Rose sees he's missing and goes to check on him, startling Fulmer because for a moment he sees Baz in the mirror. He confesses everything to Rose, who kisses him to comfort him. This causes Fulmer to have a vision of her suffering and Baz's apparition asking him to join him. Hours later, Rose checks on Fulmer again, only to find a note he left behind. Rosa goes after him and Kat joins her. Together they find Fulmer going to the mud pit. The girls enter the pit too and the spores approach Kat but don't attack, instead they circle her stomach because they're curious about the baby. Rose drags Kat out before it gets worse, and they find the crew getting excited because there's a series of lights approaching the rig. It's a ship coming from the neighboring rig. The crew receives the survivors and Rose meets Coke, who works for the company's research division and demands to be taken to the control room immediately. Kat checks on the other men to make sure there aren't any injuries and Easter's surprised to see his old flame Harish among them. Coke explains his rig exploded after a pressure failure and thinks they need to prioritize getting access back to the production module. Rose wants to know why Coke had been sent to the rig, but he refuses to explain. In the infirmary, Harish tells Easter a different story. When Coke arrived at the rig, he sent a bunch of people home and the rest had to help him install some new equipment. They weren't drawing oil up from the well, they were sending something down. Then the fog came in and people started to disappear.